They say time softens everything, but what if it doesn't? What if aging isn't about softening at all, but stripping, removing masks, illusions, ambitions that never belonged to your soul? Something you may not know, but I can promise this. If you stay with me through this video, you'll learn something most people never realize until it's too late. You'll see that the quiet moments you once rushed past were the sacred ones all along. And once you understand the psychological weight of time, you'll never look at aging as loss again, but as revelation. Because here's the truth buried beneath the surface. Time doesn't make you wise. In fact, reflection does. Psychological research calls it integrative meaning making. And this is the process of turning pain into perspective. You see, the older you get, the less energy you waste proving your worth, and the more you spend understanding it. Life stops being about addition, more money, more success, more approval, and becomes about subtraction, removing what doesn't belong, peeling back what never mattered. And in that shedding, you discover something counterintuitive. What you once feared losing is often the very thing keeping you from peace. Let me put it this way. Think about that man who never stopped working, the one who filled every hour to avoid the silence waiting for him at home. He told himself he was providing, but deep down, he was running. From grief, from guilt, from the version of himself he didn't want to meet. Then one day the job ends, the phone stops ringing, and the silence catches up. But instead of breaking him, it begins to heal him. Because psychology says this: emotional regulation improves with age when reflection outweighs reaction. Stillness becomes therapy, and solitude becomes surgery. God begins where the noise ends. And for the woman who once defined herself by what she could control, her body, her family, her appearance, aging feels like betrayal. But as time strips away what the mirror can no longer hide, she starts to see the person underneath the performance. The lines in her face aren't flaws, they're footnotes of survival. The gray in her hair isn't decay, it's evidence of endurance. Neuroscience calls it selective optimization, and this is the ability to lose in one area but gain in another. You stop chasing quantity and start cherishing quality. You stop living to be seen and start living to see. Before we move on, I want to ask you something small but meaningful. If this message speaks to you, take a moment after watching to share your thoughts in the comments below. When you do, it helps this video reach others who might need the same reminder today. We are a community, and this is your channel. And last, if you're someone who hungers for deeper, quieter truth, the kind you don't often hear on Sundays, follow this channel. The videos on this channel, I can assure you won't find anywhere else. And here's the hidden paradox of aging. As your world narrows, your soul widens. Psychologists have found that emotional complexity peaks in the later decades of life. You stop needing simple answers because you've learned to hold contradictions, the coexistence of joy and sorrow, hope and loss. That's spiritual maturity masquerading as psychological evolution. And in that space between knowing and not knowing, faith finally breathes. So when you feel like time is taking something from you, remember this. It's also teaching you something, teaching you that every ache, every pause, every slow morning is a quiet sermon on surrender, that love deepens when urgency dies, that peace blooms where resistance fades, because the psychological weight of time isn't about how much you carry, it's about what you finally learn to lay down. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart." And what that means is this: God wired eternity into you long before time began stripping away your illusions. Think of it like an artist carving marble. The chisel doesn't destroy the sculpture, it reveals it. Every loss, every wrinkle, every goodbye, it's not time taking from you. It's God uncovering what He placed in you before the world ever began. Because in the end, the psychological weight of time isn't about decay, it's about discovery. And sometimes, the only way to remember who you are is to let time unmake who you were never meant to be. If you made it this far, comment, "Thank you, Lord, for another day," and share your thoughts. Hit follow, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.